Alright, some things you will need as you write down my lesson plan: a notebook and pencil, and we'll also be doing some kind of scratch math work. This lesson here might be a review for my Block B kids from last year, and it might be a review as well for the Block C kids. We'll see. But our lesson here is we're going to start using our percents, and this time we're going to begin to use them into small little simple word problems. So using percents with simple word problems. And I have little procedures that I use, little storylines that I use, and this time we're going to use the triangle method that I've been using for many, many years in solving simple word problems using percents. First, let me give you an idea what the triangle method is. And so here are the two tiles. I would like you to copy down this tile or triangle right here, and inside the triangle, break it into three sections, and mark the top is, or the word percentage, the word of, or the word base, and percent is percent. Letters I have in bold and quotations are kind of like common words, and the words underneath are like the more algebraic words: percentage, base, and percent. And over here are the rules for using the triangle method. Now you're going to have to read some word problems. And rule number one is look for the number that comes directly after the word of, and you put it in the of spot. Write these rules down. Look for the number that comes directly after the word of, and you put it in the of spot. If I'm going too fast, pause, rewind, do something so you get these notes down. Number two, when you're all done doing rule number one, rule number two, look for the percent and put that number in the percent spot. So look for the percent somewhere in your word problem and put that number in the percent spot. And then comes number three. If something didn't qualify for rule 1 or rule 2, you put it in, then you go for rule 3. Anything left over goes into the is spot. So anything left over that doesn't qualify for 1 or 2, the of or the percent is going to go in the is spot. So you're going to have numbers going into pieces of the triangle. Okay, so numbers in the word problems will go into the pieces of the triangle. If you got the rules all done, I'm going to turn my screen now. If not, hit a pause here and then catch up with me. But I'm going to give the first example on my next screen. Now here's number one. Write this down, please. What number is 30% of 60? So what number is 30% of 60? Right, watch how I use the triangle method. I'm going to begin by making an empty triangle with the three zones. Rule number one was the word of. The number that comes directly after of, I see a 60, so put that number in the of spot. Did you forget where things were? Let's go back in time here. Of is in the bottom left hand. I'm going to pop it right here. Okay. Now what is rule number two? Percent. I see a 30%, that goes right here. Alright. There is no is number. There's no leftover numbers to put inside the top. So that means the top is bare. You're solving for the is or the percentage. Now there's a rhyme here that says when numbers are side by side, they must be multiplied. Hey, look at 60 and 30%. They're side by side. So that means they're going to be multiplied. It rhymes. Side by side, multiplied. Okay, well, we know how to change 30% to a decimal, do we not? It's 0.3. So if you do a quick little math, I'm not using calculators right now. Let's see here, and 1 decimal point, 18. So in other words, 60 times 30% is 18. So if I say what number is 30% of 62, you would say 18 is 30% of 62. So you've now found the is number. Now there's example number one. Let's try example number two. 20% of 500 is what? Right, triangle method prevails. Pop the triangle. There it is. Got the word of there. Oh. There's the word of. I see the word of 500. Pop it right here. Rule number two is the percent rule. I see a 20%. There it is. Pop it right here in the percent spot. Remember the rule, the little rhyme I made? If they're side by side, they must be multiplied. Now you're going to multiply the two numbers. So 500 times 20%. So I'm going to do 500 times, 20% is 0.2 as a decimal. I'll do the work over here. Let's see, 0, 0, 10, I have the number 100. So therefore, we have 100. So your answer key is going to be 100, and that's the is spot. That would have gone right up top here. I'm not going to put it in. I'd rather you keep it out so I can see your answer key on a test or a quiz. Now let's try problem number 3 now. Alright, the third one. It says, what is 89% of 4,000? Okay, write your triangle down. Let's pop some numbers in. First rule is of. I see of 4,000. The number 4,000 goes right here. Second rule is the percent. I see it. 89%. Okay, the rule is, if numbers are side by side, they must be multiplied. So I'm doing 4,000 times 89%. Which, when you change it to a decimal here, is 4,000 times 0.89. Hey, if you didn't catch the theme right now, the is never there. It's always blank. Obviously, we're multiplying. Alright, let's see what I got going on. 4,000 times 0.89. I'll give myself some easy numbers here. Let's see, 36, 0, 0, 0, 32. Add up all my numbers. Holy smokes. 6, 5, 3. We have 2 decimal points here, so 2 decimal. There we go. So I found it, 3,560. That's the missing percent, or percentage. There's your missing percentage, the missing is. I think I got one more to go here. The last one, I promise. Alright, number 4. That's 2.6, by the way. 2.6% of 20 is how much? I'm kind of rearranging the way the words are. Alright, one more, guys, for good measure. And you know what? If you're pretty good at this, you can pause right now and then check my answer with yours. But anyway, so rule number 1, I have the word of here. Of 20. Rule number 2 is the percent, 2.6%. There is no is. In fact, you're going to solve for the is. So the rule now of the day is, when they're side by side, they must be multiplied. And I chose 2.6% because as you change it to a decimal, it's 0.00. Oops, sorry, my mistake. It's 0.026. I want to see how many kids knew that. So I'm going to do it over here. Let's see, I think I'll do the 0.026 on top and the 20 in the bottom. And multiply it through. Alright, so 0, 0, 0. Let's see, now 2 times 6 is 12. Carry the 1, makes 5 and 0. Add up all my numbers. And I got 3 decimal points over. So my decimal point goes right here. So I have 0.52. I'm not going to add that last 0. And bada bing, bada boom, I have now if this was money, that'd be 52 cents. If I said 2.6% of $20 is how much, you would say 52 cents. Okay? Alright guys, so here is the triangle method. The theme right now for my lesson plan is always solving for the is number. The is. And the operation of the day was multiplication. So, there's our big rules. There's our big triangle. Is of and percent, and here are 3 rules. So basically nothing really happened in rule number 3 yet. That'll happen probably tomorrow or the next day. Alright, so you have your notes here. Bring these to class tomorrow, and this will be counted as a homework assignment. And that's it, guys. Bye.